Okay. Okay, and hello everyone, I'm Rob the Vapor, and I am joined today by the Vaping Komrad, aka Ox. Say hello, Ox.
Hello, guys. Hello,
And
Rob. How are you?
I'm okay. And today we're doing a new thing, which hopefully we'll do more of in the future. It's a dual review of Liquid Voyage's liquids. And which ones are we doing today, Ox?
Uh, we are doing Signature tobacco liquid
Mm-hmm.
and Strawpeardew liquid.
Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar with Ox, he runs the Vaping Komrad, which is a YouTube channel, and he does Russian reviews as well as English reviews. So if by any chance you're Russian and watching me, you should check him out. So we want to talk about Signature first, Ox, yeah?
Yeah,
Because I think that one is sort of the one that like polarizes us the most. So I think it makes for interesting
yeah, yeah.
discussion. So Signature is 60% VG, 40% PG. And the description is our signature tobacco blend features Virginia leaf up front and a dark camel base to bring it forth. This is not at all a dry tobacco. It's a very rich and full blend with Virginia as the dominating flavor with a nice mellow caramel. So I'll let you talk a little bit about it first, Ox.
Uh, well, first of all, this liquid is definitely is not like most of tobacco liquids on the market because I think it catches the essence of tobacco leaves and not the process of smoking tobacco products like pipes or cigarettes or whatever. So its characteristics mean that the vape is very flowery and herbal,
Mm-hmm.
and caramel is very light and enriches the flavor and makes it more rounder and bolder.
Mm-hmm.
And it is also a medium sweet tobacco flavor.
Right. Would you vape it all day?
Well, probably yes. I like it a lot. I'm very impressed by this liquid.
And to put it into context, like what other e-liquid, tobacco type e-liquids have you had before to stack it up against?
I tried cheaper tobaccos from Mount Baker Vapor, from 1 pound liquid, and also premium tobacco liquids from SNG and Italian Biofumo.
And how does it stack up against those guys, would you think?
Uh, well, the only tobacco liquid which impressed me as much as this one did was SNG Rough Rider. Well, I think Rough Rider and this Signature are absolutely the best tobaccos for me.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
So out of 10 then, if you were to give it a sort of like rating, what would you give it?
10 out of 10, of course.
Really? 10 out of
Yeah.
10?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like I think that when you say that about like the tobaccos and what way you like them, I thought that I liked the leaf flavor more, but as I sort of vape more and more tobaccos, I think I'm sort of after the all-in-one package at this point. Say to put it up against something like El Toro, maybe, they would be quite comparable, because they're both like they both use. Well, this doesn't. Maybe this does use tobacco leaf actually. I don't think so though. I'm not sure. But I don't know. I find it very sort of there's this weird taste that I get that's like spicy, but like almost like something that's in food. And I thought I said it in the last review that RY4 as well gave me the same thing. It's like a beanie flavor. Um, and I don't know. I just with it, it doesn't tell me tobacco. You know, I get a slight sort of smoky thing off it, a slight bit. Um, but there's just something there, I don't know. And it's also not a coil gunker as well, which should be noted. But did you notice any differences switching different devices with it? And is there any device you'd recommend?
Well, my favorite device to vape Signature is definitely my Kayfun.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually a Kayfun, not a Kayfun. Because it makes this flavor more warm and more like a big fuzzy ball in your mouth, something like that. And in a dripper, it's more of a mild vape, not as much as a concentrated vape, something like that. I prefer to vape it in my Kaifun.
Yeah, I think for me, definitely. Personally, I don't know. Maybe this is a sort of weird analogy or weird comparison, but I think like with tobacco flavored liquids, I like having them in a tank, and I think that might be because it's almost like smoking, where you want to taste the tobacco, so you're sort of like, you don't have to constantly drip, so it's like almost the smoking sort of action, I guess. And yeah, in RDAs, I don't really. I prefer them in tanks, is what I'm trying to say. It's not really something that I would use in drippers much, and especially as well, there is 40% PG, so it's not really dripper friendly.
Yeah.
He also does custom ratios of PG, VG, and nicotine. So if you want to, order these, you can ask for whatever you like, and he'll probably be able to do that for you. So then, pretty much with the Signature, I would have to give it like a 6 out of 10. So you're giving it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I'm sort of unimpressed by Signature as a tobacco liquid. Definitely unimpressed. There's other tobacco-y liquids I would go for. You know what I mean? You can definitely get everything that he says, in terms of, I know what the tobacco flavor is, but it's just, for me, not the right tobacco flavor, I guess. I can get the caramel, it's very rich and nice, but with all his liquids, they're very subtle. So next up is Strawpeardew, and I want you to tell me a little bit about Strawpeardew and how you feel about it, Ox.
Well, it doesn't taste like a it doesn't taste like a strawberry liquid much. It's more like a pear and melon. The pear is definitely present on the inhale, and it is not a candy-like pear. It's more like a fresh thing. And on the exhale, I get sweet honeydew melon with a very refreshing aftertaste.
Yeah. And what devices have you been using it in and stuff like that? And where did you notice any differences, or did you notice any differences in different devices or anything like that?
Well, I tried it in several RDAs and also in my Kaifun, and I can say that it is a sweeter and less refreshing vape in my Kaifun, but it's a lot more pleasant and balanced in my drippers, so I prefer dripping sweet or Strawpeardew. So for me, it's more like of a dripping liquid.
Yeah, he said himself. I had a little discussion with Marco about this from Liquid Voyage, and he said that I think Strawpeardew was one of his oldest liquids, and possibly when he released it, it didn't have as much strawberry in it as he would have liked, or maybe in hindsight he realizes that there wasn't enough strawberry. But he said that people loved it so much that he didn't want to change it. So it's like, I actually compare it a lot to melon boba, because melon boba has melon, which is honeydew as well, but it also has some sort of I think there is pear in melon boba too. They don't really specify, but they do. They're definitely very similar liquids. So if you guys like melon boba and you don't want to go through the hassle of American shipping, then Strawpeardew is for you. And you were saying something about it being not a winter vape for you.
Yeah, it's a very refreshing vape. So I feel kind of a cold during the winter because it's below 0 right now, and I think it's more of a summer liquid, and when I vape it, I imagine myself laying somewhere on the beach and enjoying my life. So I think I will buy more in the summer and will stay on tobaccos during this cold weather.
Yeah, because you usually prefer like desserts and tobacco stuff during the winter, right?
Yeah.
That stuff doesn't really bother me too much. I'll just turn the heating on if I feel cold.
Well, it's kind of hard to turn heat on during a walk. on the outside. So
True. This is true. This is true. Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, but I don't know. So if you were to give it something out of 10, what would you say for Strawpeardew?
I would say it's a strong 8 for me.
A strong 8. For me, this is one of my all-day vapes, and it's like being demolished. I've absolutely found it out, and I really love it in my Orchid. I think that's what I would use it in. I have it at about 0.5 ohms, maybe 0.4, I think. And I really like it at that. It's definitely nice. I was discussing it with Ox. It gives me like a gluey taste in my mouth. It's like glue a little bit, which I like. I think it's that melony, the sweet thing. I don't know. It must have been sniffing glue too much when I was younger. but I no, I think it's great. I really have no knocks to give it. I would say a 9 out of 10 only because there isn't any strawberry in it. So if you're buying it expecting it to be strawberry, you're not going to get it. And for that reason, I can't really sort of give it a 10 out of 10. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because, you know, say someone doesn't see this review and just buys their liquid off Liquid Voyage, you know, they're not going to know that this doesn't really taste like strawberry very much. You said that if you bring it up at the higher wattage, maybe you might get a slight hint of strawberry out of it.
Yes, I tried vaping single coil build in my dripper at 30 watts, which kind of very warm vape. It gives about 350 milliwatts per millimeter. So it's a very hot vape, and I did get a bit of a hint of a strawberry on inhale.
Okay. So it might be there, but the ratio just might be too low for it to sort of speak out to you. I mean, I thought to be honest, I had the pink custard, and then you sent me your strawberry diketone feckin' stuff, and I was basically saying that like I kind of got done out with strawberry. I was like, I can't really do too much more strawberry liquids. I get sick of them after a while. So when I got sent Strawpeardew, I was like going, not more strawberry. But it's not really there, so it's not too bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about it in that regard. So I think if you guys like melon boba, or if you like a melon vape, definitely go for Strawpeardew. It's great. And we should also say, by the way, that Marco from Liquid Voyage sent us these liquids totally free of charge, so thanks to him. Right, Ox?
Yeah, big thanks, yeah.
I'm getting some feedback from your mic, if you could tone it down a little bit. Or do something.
Is it better?
It'll get better. The school of fucking hangouts, man, just don't even talk to me about it. It's so annoying. But it's not too bad, it's bearable. But I think closing out then, is there any final thoughts that you would like to add to these two liquids, or Liquid Voyage in general, stuff like that?
Well, I have one small thing to add about Signature tobacco. Is that when I first tried it, it reminded me about coffee chewing gum we had in Soviet Russia back in the 80s, and the liquid doesn't have any coffee inside, but I don't know why it reminded me of this chewing gum a lot. So it's kind of nostalgia for me. And well, another thing I want to add is that I also talked to Marco, and he said that he uses from 8 to 20 flavorings in each liquid, so it's very impressive.
Well, yeah, they're definitely well prepared. You can definitely tell that, and I think that for me is with the tobacco, it's probably a lot more complex to the tobaccos that I'm used to. And I think that maybe whatever flavoring a lot of these companies are using, I like, and it's only like 1 or 2 flavorings probably to actually get that flavor. But with the complex tobacco, I kind of lost it, and I was the same with El Toro. You know, I like El Toro now, but it was a sort of it was a labor of love. I bought 60 mils of it, and it was like €25. So it like, I wanted to like it, but I didn't. And then eventually I got to like it, you know. But yeah, I think that's about it then. We've got everything covered, right? So that's Liquid Voyage, Swedish company based out of Stockholm. They're definitely a great company. like I would recommend them 100%. You had pretty quick shipping as well, didn't you?
Yeah, the shipping is extremely quick. I have never received anything outside Latvia so freaking fast.
Same
It
with
took
me.
about like 4 days maybe.
It took 2 days for me to get from Sweden to Ireland, which is just crazy because it has to cross an ocean, and
Yeah.
it got here super quick. Like usually things from England will take 3 or 4 days. It got here 2 days. You must put cocaine in the packets or something like that because they get here really quick. But I think that's about it, is it, Ox? I think we're about done with this review.
Yes, I think that's all.
So if you guys liked Liquid Voyage, or like the sound of these things, please go and check them out. And also, yeah, from me and Ox, thanks for watching. And if you guys want to check out Ox, his channel is Vaping Komrad, so you would have to search it. It's Komrad with a K, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's Komrad with a K. Because I think over here we spell it COMRADE, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
like
anyway,
E at the end and K at the start.
yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. We're going to do more of these, and we'll get better at sort of formatting them once we do a few more. We're going to what are we talking about next? Nanner bear, something like that.
Yes, I think Nanna Bear, yeah.
Yeah, because that sounds really good. But anyway, I've been Rob the Vapor. So bye from me, and say bye, Ox.
Bye, guys.
Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be back with some more soon. Peace.